Looking for the right answers to hard and sometimes confusing global events? Look no further. SSM's team brings unique perspectives from across the globe. Our in-depth independent reporting is to make you better understand the world as we evolve.
Good day, viewers. You're welcome to SSM Friday World Affairs Updates. My name is Mark Godwin Iweajua, and I'm here as usual with my coordinators, colleagues from all parts of the world. In Lagos, Nigeria is Ogbeni Olayinka Raji. Raji, good morning. Or is it afternoon?
Good morning, Mark.
Yes.
Good morning, Mark. Good morning, viewers across the globe. I'm glad to be here again today.
Yeah, it's good to see you. So how is it there? How is it in Lagos today?
Lagos is calm. The weather is cool. There are no. Everything is calm. Yes. Very
everything calm. Is calm. Yes. So it's good to see you. Calm, cool weather.
Yes.
We hope the political situation also is calm. What do we have?
The economic situation is not calm at all, but you are just putting a calm face to it. At 1,000 naira a liter for petrol, I don't think there'll be any calmness in the heart of many people. But then we are calm.
But then you are calm. Well, how long do we need to stay calm if things are not going the right way? How long?
It depends. It depends on the people. If the people are ready to accept whatever nonsense the government gives to them, all well and good. All well and good.
Anyway, one thing that is not also too well, it's calm, but we see a change of leadership with the Federal High Court. This morning, we had the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu swearing the new Justice Kudirat Kekereekun. Do you know about that? The new
yes. Yes. Ariwala have just retired as the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, and in comes Kekereekun as the second female Chief Judge of the country. Congratulations to her.
Congratulations to her. So the former Chief Justice Olukayode Ariola, like you said, when he's going off as a result of retirement age of 70, and Kekereekun, the lady we just saw there, the woman is now the new CGN. So, but what do you think? Do you think there will be some changes in our judicial system with Kekereekun coming in? Do you think she will look at some of the oversights, some of those loopholes, some of those lacuna, like they call it, and all of that? Do you think there will be some reforms?
You know, there's hope. The human being is able to live from day to day with hope. So we are hoping that something bright will come out of Kekereekun, because what has been happening for so long has been so terrible, such that most people have lost confidence in the Supreme Court.
Yes, indeed.
And if people lose confidence in the Supreme Court, it is very, very sad for the country.
People have lost confidence, Raji.
Yeah.
Because, yes, a lot of time when we thought justice would be done in some issues, we found out that it didn't go like that. Or maybe we were expecting too much. Maybe our expectations were higher than the law, the land. Okay, so Kekereekun will be sworn in today. Today.
Yeah. No. Right. Sorry, Mark. You know, when we look back into history, we are saddened by the seeming downtrend in the quality of the leadership of the Supreme Court. When you think of mention Oputa, Oputa. Mention yes, they mention great men like Kyle Deashaw. You know, I was in the presence of Chief Kyle Deashaw with some of his brother justices, and they were very sad looking at what was coming out of the Supreme Court, and the man was very happy that his death was closed, so that he will not be witness to the degradation that has happened to the Supreme Court where he once sat. My father-in-law was a justice of the Supreme Court, Professor Achike. When I have discussions with him, he sits down sometimes and breathes in hard, because he looks at the quality of the people who are in the Supreme Court, especially those who came from the judicial system of the North, and you're wondering, how did they even go through law school? Did some of them go through law school? And eventually it was discovered that at least two of the chief justices of this country did not go through law school.
Then how did they make it as chief justice of the Federation?
They came into the Northern judicial system. They should at best be Grand Caddies. But then they came into the judicial system and became Supreme Court justices. Okay. In fact, Chief Ganifa Emi was doing retirement program for one of those chief justices, and he went into the research and he searched, and he did not see anywhere that the chief justice went to the
I know Tanko Mohammed, the last one before
he did not.
He didn't live up to expectation. I know that one for sure. Okay. Kekere viewers will be sworn in. But before we continue, joining us in London, UK is our man Femi. Okay, Femi, good morning. You are
good morning. Welcome. I'm happy to tell you I'm not in London. I'm in Nigeria.
Whoa! What part?
I've come to see Raji.
All right. Okay.
Raji and
I'm
Bibi.
waiting for you.
Okay.
Welcome. Welcome back to your fatherland.
We understand that move. Good. Nice. It's good to see you, Femi. We long time coming. Femi, we were just talking about the change of CJN, Chief Justice of Nigeria this morning. Kekere Justice Kekere will be sworn in, and we were also doing some rundown with our justice system so far. Our man Raji said some things, and I agree to that, Femi. The last one before Iriola wasn't too good. Tanko Mohammed didn't come to me. He didn't come across as a good lawyer. Let's not even talk justice, as a good lawyer. So tell us, what do you have on the law system? Kekere has been sworn in this morning.
Well, we do a system where our CJNs are changed by seniority. Whoever is next in line is the next one that automatically becomes a CJN. So I'm not sure that's the best system for us. But in another way, it kind of creates a kind of independence, because you can't really determine who the next person is, but then you just have to follow with the system. If you become at that level of a Supreme Court justice, you would have thought that any one of them at that level is qualified enough to become the CJN. So although the previous CJN to the last one was, I think it was a Sharia court judge. So that may be what skewed some of what you were thinking. And I think we ought to have a system whereby I don't think if you're a Sharia court judge, you should become the head of the court in general. I think that there's a problem there. Maybe he can be the head of the Sharia courts, but not necessarily the CJN of Nigeria. Grand Cadi or something like that. But to become the head of the, all of the court system in Nigeria, I think that's problematic. And then you're going to see that there could be a bias in the way that he might interpret things because he's looking at Sharia instead of looking at the, the whole system as a whole.
That's
so,
it. That's it.
Yeah.
So yes, Tanko Mohammed is his name. He did his bits anyway, but in some issues I saw some real, they call it lacuna. The justice system say, like, I saw those things, and I was wondering how come this man is our CJ. I mean,
well, one of the other things that we noticed that our CJNs never spend a long time in office because they're almost to the age of retirement anyway, a lot of the time.
yes.
And so apart from, I think it was Justice Wires that was there for quite long. He was in there in his 40s, so he lasted quite long. But most of the others are quite elderly, so they don't tend to, I mean, look, this last one, how many years was he there? I think it's about 2. Yeah?
Yes.
Sure. So then you ask yourself, are they there long enough? Are they there long enough?
Mm-hmm.
Are they there long enough to make significant changes? You understand? That's another question we must ask ourselves.
Yes, but the retirement age is 70, and I don't think at 70 a man is that too old, or I don't know. I mean, 70 you're still very much around. All right, guys, let's move on, Femi. It's good to have you there. Let's go on to some more international. But before we do the international news, Femi, bring us to date. What's happening there with the fuel situation? And tell us.
Yeah,
I
noticed when I was coming on the plane, I noticed that I could see there wasn't not much traffic on the roads. I thought that's unusual for Lagos. You normally see loads of cars, traffic jam and whatnot, but there wasn't that much traffic. So there is a big impact for on the roads. Not many people are going on the roads because fuel price is quite high. But it goes back to what I've been saying. I asked people, is there a shortage of diesel? They're queues for diesel. They said no. So there's no shortage of diesel, but a shortage for PMS. And the reason is back to what I've said. PMS is subsidized, diesel is not. Anything that is still subsidized means there's going to be a restriction on supply. This is the reason why there shouldn't be any subsidies at all. But Nigerians insist on subsidies, so they should endure the pain of queues at the pump until we have local production.
But for me,
I'm not going to make any comment. But I'll just say that the government has said that there is no subsidy on petrol.
But we know that's not true.
So,
who is lying?
What I got from my cable directly from on ground people, probably you didn't go out there to the petrol stations. I mean, what we got here is
I did.
The biting scarcity of the PMS, like we call it, petrol. They said it's biting real tight, hard. And,
okay. Look, the point is, if you go to the border, petrol is 1,250 and above. Yeah. Okay. So if it's selling in Nigeria at 619, 683, 500 and something at NNPC,
it's selling for 1,000 in Nigeria.
Wait, let me finish.
Yeah, if it's selling at 6, because I saw some petrol station that had 6 something on their boards, 7 something. So that means it's discounted. So at the end of the day, someone is paying for that discount. We can try to delude ourselves. And my point to what Raji said is the PIA bill makes it illegal for government to subsidize petroleum. And I don't know why people are not making a big deal to say, government, you are acting against the law by still subsidizing petroleum. Why are they not shouting about that?
The government says it's not subsidizing. The government has said it's not subsidizing. Tinubu said no subsidy is gone. So what are you saying?
Listen, it doesn't matter what they say. It doesn't matter what they say.
A very lying government. Like the government is lying to the people.
The point is, and for me, government said petrol subsidy was gone. At the point, it was gone. But obviously, the pains of the people who are screaming that government should bring back subsidies, they should actually be happy now that there's actually subsidies rather than complaining. I don't really understand. you want subsidies, you got subsidies, endure the queues. That's the thing. It's as simple as that.
Well, it's not as simple as that because people are going through hard biting
Mark,
and
Mark.
it affects every phase of
sorry, massive Mark. Please let me just say this. You know, Femi is talking about fuel selling at 1,250 at the borders. What has that got to do with what is happening in country? If the government has failed in its duty to ensure that petroleum is not smuggled, why are you blaming the people? Now, there's nowhere. Hold on. There's nowhere that you go to that you get petrol for less than 800, 1,000 naira. Anywhere in the country, where you see them written as 600 and something, the queue will be from here to Ibadan, and when you get to the pump, you'll be told something else. So please, Mark, is this what you are going to discuss this morning, or should we go on to what you have for this morning?
Yes.
Because this one is going to disrupt everything, because there are so many things that is going on that need to be addressed. We have a government that is a gangster government. Now, let me tell you something. I mentioned that I think probably on Monday or Wednesday that the amount of power generated privately through diesel and petrol by the people is up to 80 or more than 20 times, more than 10 times what the PCN is generating. Therefore, most of what is happening in country, the power we are using in country is generated by the people, and they generate it through petrol and diesel. And that is what is happening to the cost of everything that you need to buy, transportation, everything. Let's move on.
I only wanted Femi to just, because he came in, and let him see from his own standpoint, his own point of view, what's happening there, and give back to us. Anyway, issue of oil and all that. There's a company.
We can have a show specifically on petrol and all that another time, and energy. I'm happy to have that discussion anytime.
Yeah, thank you. And it's good you'll be around for some time. Is that so?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. But still on that topic, but in another aspect, there's been an acquisition. Oando acquired Nigerian Agip oil company. One of the biggest oil company acquisition we've had, double the price of so many. Femi, do you know about that? I know Oando is owned by, is run by the Tinubu family or something. So I think now they are having a hold on oil business, and good for them. So what do you guys know about this?
Well, I'm not fully familiar with the Oando scenario, but if someone is a director or a CEO of a company, doesn't mean that they own the company per se. They may have some shares in it. That doesn't mean they're the majority shareholders. So we should really put it into factual statements when we make statements. And I'm not sure if Oando is listed on the stock exchange as well, then it's a PLC. So many people are owners of the company. It's not just one particular person. But because the way we want to do it, we want to say it's their company. I mean, by all means, that's a political statement.
Oh, okay. Yes, I think we should be put into the right perspective. Anyway,
the way Femi has put it is like what we say in Yoruba. When a person is sharing meat with his teeth, you can never know how much he has retained inside. So, like in our language, we say, "Ọlọ́run nìkan ló máa dájọ́ àfẹ́yìn pẹ̀ràn." You are sharing meat with your teeth by trying to split hair. I can assure you that the Agip acquisition was the first sale. Agip was forced to sell their whatever they have to Oando, and so many things will come up. So many things are coming up.
Anyway, this happened yesterday, and it's big business. Yes. Why I got hold of it is because Agip is not too far from me here. It's an Italian company.
Italian company.
Yes, and Agip and Ine, these are two big oil giants that Italy runs. So, well, let's see what comes out of it. Femi, put your ears to that news for us. Guys,
yeah, they're not the first. They're not the first to divest from Nigeria right now. So it's not just Agip. We know of quite a few. And the main reason I would tell you is because of the bad way of conducting business in Nigeria. It's not a conducive environment. And then most of them are getting rid of their onshore assets anyway. You understand? Because Nigerian onshore is like chaos. You understand? You've got environmental degradation, you've got community wahala, political wahala, insecurity issues. So a lot of people, they're just saying, you know what, I'll rather invest in other countries where we're not going to have all these issues, and that's what they're doing. We can go to Agip and speak to them and get them to give the answers rather than jump into conclusions.
Yes, I think I might do that this afternoon. Visit the Agip guys. I have some friends there. Get the news, but it came in last night, and I thought some of us know about it. Anyway, let's come to a small update coming from my corner here. Femi, do you know about the superyacht that went off in Sicily, here in Italy? Do you have experience?
There's a big thing about that because apparently there's been a few deaths linked to that whole incident prior to that, and people are thinking that maybe there's some kind of conspiracy going on, and we really don't know. So I'm not really sure what the whole SP about this thing is. So we need to look at it properly. It's quite interesting.
It's quite interesting because on the other end, the man's business partner, I think that's what you're trying to say. His business partner also died. That's a day before. I think a day before this incident in Sicily, and it's all looking very crazy.
Looks very suspicious. Looks very suspicious.
Anyway,
for viewers, quite cloudy.
Yes, for viewers that need to be updated, the superyacht that capsized here, sunk in by the seaside of Sicily, south side of Italy, and so far 6 bodies have been recovered, and that of the body of the man, the billionaire, and his daughter, 18-year-old daughter Hannah, is still missing. We're still checking into what all this is all about, because the company that built that superyacht said it looks as if there is some foul play, that the staff should be held responsible, those working in the yacht. So all kind of stories coming out. They had a press review yesterday, and following it up too. But we're still putting our ears to understand everything more. Our divers, Italian section divers, they can get that thing. What's happening on Monday, and so far, somebody is fine, and they've not been able to found that body, and doctors body. So, crew members are sending the blame. 30 million superyacht that has all 7 down. So what we're getting for now. Interestingly, the hostess and the hostess is George, 22-year-old lady, and another 22-year-old lady survived, became out alive, and also some experts too said some survivors are still hope to get some survivors. I don't know how that will be after 4 days now. So that's what you're watching there. Superyacht incident in Sicily, Italy. So, gentlemen, Raji, is there anything you want to add on that? Are you monitoring that too?
Most yachts are built such that even when it capsizes, there will be an air pocket inside it through which some survivors could still be found. And like the manufacturer said, they are surprised that people could die just because the yacht there was no blow up, the yacht capsized. That there might have been some sabotage. just as the Mercedes-Benz in which Princess Diana died, the manufacturers were sure that no, she couldn't have died so easily if there were not if something had not been done to the vehicle. So you have to listen to the manufacturers and their point.
That's it. Anyway, we're still trying to make up everything together. It's like a puzzle now, the whole story. So maybe by the weekend we'll understand more all of this. So, yeah.
That's my one.
Go ahead, Femi.
Yeah. Go ahead about what?
Okay, I thought you were saying something. All right, yeah. So let's move on, guys. Let's move on to. So Femi, tell us. You're there in Nigeria. Passport fee has increased by 43%. Nigerian passport. The immigration INS says it's because of they use the word to maintain quality and integrity. Femi, tell us.
Well, I've got to renew my pass. I've got to renew my passport. So yeah, we must pay for better service if that's what is necessary. Yeah, I've got no objections to that.
Okay. It's not bad. They've increased it 43%, but it's 43% increase not too high for 32 pages passports that used to go for 35,000 naira before. Now it will be going for 50,000 naira. Femi, is that
so what you got to look at is what is the cost of production of that passport, really? If you start looking at that and the cost to actually deliver it out and all that, you'll find that cost, I'm not even sure that amount of money will cover the cost of even manufacturing it and distributing it and all the other administrative costs. So that might well be another subsidized item when we look at Nigeria.
Subsidized item, but more people will be having it. I mean, Nigeria has more population, so when there are things like this, the number increases. The number of people adds to that cost, so it's not really like subsidized because that number gets you.
Yeah, as I say, it's a matter of the cost of production. If the cost of production is still not being met, it means it's subsidized.
It's still not being met, means subsidized. Thank you, Femi. Raji, is there anything on that? 70,000
Nigeria is a very interesting country. I'm sure most this passport will be printed abroad. Meanwhile, we have the mint that could do all these things, all these security things. We spent billions of naira to set up the mint, and then we contract the printing of our currency and of our other security papers. No, we are a very, very interesting country.
Yeah, we don't forget during the naira change that the cost of producing the naira was actually more than the number of nairas that were produced. So that became a really messed up situation. You spend more to manufacture the naira that you're actually going to be giving up. That never added up.
Okay. Before we continue, even though we're soon going to break, but our man is here, Sir George Chukwu, Toronto, Canada. You're welcome. So George.
Good morning, Mike Godwin. Good morning, Olayinka Raji. Femo, good morning. And viewers from around the world, we welcome you to our show this morning. I am fantastic from Canada.
Nice, good to see you.
George?
Femi decided to be in Nigeria so he could give us real-time updates. So he's
no,
talking from Nigeria.
Femo is a famous contrarian, so he's going to bring the other part of the story rather than the real story. But it's okay, we love him. That's how we balance him out.
my enemies are waiting for me.
The enemies are waiting for him. Anyway, gentlemen, we're coming to talk a whole lot more on what's going on, the ongoing DNC events, Democratic National Convention. Last night, you had Vice President Harris give her keynote address. So, but we'll come on a small break. George, is there anything you want to say about some of the things said earlier, we talked about a company buying Agip oil, Oando company acquiring Agip oil, and Oando is connected to the Tunubus, you know. So,
Well, the man, I don't think that that maybe there was a little influence, because this is Tinubu's nephew. So you know how it is. So we thank God for that for Nigeria. Hopefully we'll reduce the gas prices in Nigeria. But I don't think he's going to do anything. It's a fantastic news, and so hopefully will help us out.
The family is now becoming like the Rockefeller family. Control all the utilities, all the businesses in Nigeria. That's beautiful if it could be done well. Now we have Roger John. Roger John says, "Greetings, my brothers." Roger, thank you. Roger is hailing us, and we have quite a number of viewers also with us. I think they get excited when they see Femi and George and Raji. And Roger, thank you for tuning in. All right, guys, let's come back. So get your microphones checked up. We're coming to talk on more international news, more international updates. So see you on the other end. Thank you.
Looking for the right answers to hard and sometimes confusing global events? Look no further. SSM's team brings unique perspectives from across the globe. Our in-depth independent reporting is to make you better understand the world as we evolve. In a world where news flies around every minute, you need the ability to relate and connect with what matters and stay up to date. Schengen Story Media News Echoes program is Africans in Diaspora and at Home's leading English news network, one of the most trusted, respected sources for news updates on current affairs as they affect global Africa.
Yes, viewers, you're back. You're back to our Friday World Affairs update. George, the DNC didn't make us sleep. Femi Harris headlined the final night, and we saw a lot. We saw speech. We heard speech from Michelle Obama. Michelle Obama started with saying, "Hope is making a comeback." That was a beautiful line. Now let's hear from all of you. Hope is making a comeback. Democrats are making a comeback. Do you think all of this euphoria, all of these jives will truly bring a Democrat into the White House again? Let me start with you, Femi.
Okay. Yeah. Well, for me, I'm aligned to the Democrats as a progressive, so I'm full support of Harris for presidency. And I really have enjoyed the DNC convention. We didn't have Hulk Hogan coming out. Maybe this is our Hulk Hogan, is Obama, Mrs. Obama, our own Hulk Hogan. She didn't have to rip off her shirt to prove that she's got power. She spoke very well, and all the people at the conference spoke very well. I mean, the convention spoke well. I think what I took away from Harris, she said that Donald Trump is an unserious man. She also said that this is our turn, which reminded me of what our President Tinubu said, our turn. So if it's our turn, like the women, it's our turn. Yeah, the women, it's our turn. The black women, it's our turn. The Democrats, it's our turn. And that she also said that Donald Trump only thinks about himself. He's not there for the masses and the people. So she spoke well. She gave a good account of herself. And the Democrats are still riding this wave right now. Donald Trump is still in the doldrums. If you listen to him speaking, even the way he walks now, he looks very... is low energy. I think that's his words. He uses that for other people, but right now, Donald Trump is low energy right now.
Yes, George, you're laughing so hard. What?
No,
Okay,
let's
you
talk.
go, because you're laughing.
Stop.
Your
Because
laugh off.
I want
Let's
to
hear
talk.
from Raji. Raji, okay. Raji, let's hear from you, Raji. Raji, are you there? I think Raji is frozen. Okay. Yes. Hope is coming back. Yeah, you said a lot. George, but one thing is certain. Coming to that program, I saw some oops, some loopholes too. Like Femi just said, Ms. Obama did some things that looked very crazy too. And I think reducing the rhetorics of putting jabs to the Republican is a wrong step. I personally think so. You see, because when you bring those lines against them, the Republicans, you're indirectly making Donald Trump, like a raging cow, and he comes stronger because he will come hard on them when he makes his own. Meanwhile, viewers, let's take note that
let's make they have a MAGA movement. MAGA movement is dead. What we have now is massa movement. Make America smile again. Make America smile again.
Okay,
and
but
this
before
is
we
exactly
make America smile, sorry, George, the lady is here that puts smiles on us when she comes in. And that's Bidi.
welcome, Bidi.
Welcome, Bidi. Hey, she bring that smile. The Bidi with the Tina Turner legs. Say something.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone in the studio. Our viewers, good morning, everyone in the studio.
Good morning,
Good
Bidi.
morning, everyone in the studio. Our viewers,
We can
nice
see
to
you.
be here again today. Morning.
Welcome, Bidi.
Okay, George, continue. George, yes, while this is happening,
What you see, listen to this. Listen to this. This is very, very important because the wave that you see happening in America today is actually, you take a look at what is happening in that place. You see everybody that is excited, everybody that is full of enthusiasm, everybody that is really just almost like that. What Lady Obama said, hope is back again. This is what you're seeing there. Now, that doesn't mean that what happened yesterday, the speeches that were done and everything that was done, it was really fantastic. And for the first time, it seems like there might just be that hope that will stay until the election. But anyway, that's how we'll end it right now.
Okay. Before we continue, let's bring in also with us is Godwin. Godwin has been moving around these days. He's not staying in one spot. Even his camera is moving around. Godwin, you're welcome.
Yes, thank you so much.
Even your camera is moving around and twisting, Yeah, it's good to have you guys. Okay, so also Raji, while that was happening with the DNC, the Republicans were having their rally too in Arizona, and something interesting happened with the Republicans. There's an independent candidate. You all know Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is an independent candidate. Now, what he did was, Nigerians would say he collapsed his own structure. Nigerians use that word a lot. He collapsed his structure and merged with the Republicans, and that's powerful. Raji, what do you think might happen with Kennedy Jr. coming into the Republic?
My candidate for POTUS is actually RF Kennedy, because he has been consistent. He has been teaming up with Trump. May look like mixing rice and gari, but I wish him the very best of luck. Back to the DNC convention, we seem to have a similar situation that happened in Nigeria with our locum. and renewed hope. I think that's happening with the DNC now. It is our turn, our locum. There's hope, renewed hope. So I wish the DNC, but I'm really interested in the combination of RFK and Trump, and I'm sure those who have not been particularly decided are likely to go with the RFK and Trump camp, because for once, you see, the two of them seem to have the same opinions about how government should go, and that America should never ever again meddle in other people's affairs and go to war. For that alone, I will support them. That there will be no war during their presidency, as there was no war during the presidency of Trump.
Thank you very much.
America was still in Afghanistan during Trump's time, so there was war, and he was also in Syria as well.
Yes. Okay.
It's true.
They were inherited wars, and
Can I speak?
Inherited or not, there was war. You said there was no war.
Come in.
Can I speak?
Yeah, go ahead.
Come in.
Thank you for the correction. I think usually what they usually say is that he didn't start any wars. I think that's usually what is usually reported, and that part is fine.
any war.
But I don't like to meddle in external politics, especially American one. They are they really bite and claw, scratch when you enter the politics. So we wish Americans the best. We hope they choose their president, inform us so that we can work and build diplomatic relationships. But it's quite interesting what's going on in the parties, in Republican parties. In the Republican Party and stuff. And it's also quite interesting in the Democratic Party how you can just collapse a party.
We lost your volume. We lost your audio, Godwin.
Yes.
It's not good.
You can't hear you so well.
While he's coming, BD, let's also hear from the lady in the house, Eva. BD, Michelle made some real strong speech there. She captivated the audience with her remarks, and she did a lot. She said a lot of things. Now, one word she used was something wonderful, wonderfully magical is in the air. BD, do you think the Democrats will bring anything wonderfully magical in the air? Did you hear me?
See, I think Democrats has a lot of chance. You know, if not for anything, for that singular movement that Biden made by stepping back, they have a lot of chances. But Trump, I must be frank with you, Trump is a very strong force to deal with in this coming election. Democrats they have chance. I think they stand very well to make it in the next election. But to unseat Trump, I don't know what to say. Me, if you ask me my personal opinion as a woman, I will be glad.
Trump is not seated. No, he's not. He doesn't need to be unseated. He's not seated. Say to bring him back to the White House.
No, you understand what I mean. See,
No,
that
I'm
is
not.
you're seeing it that he's not unseated. Trump already is. Trump is. I know. Let's forget about
That is a reflection of what is in the mind of people.
About. Exactly. Trump is already seeing himself as the next incoming president of the United States of America. Do you understand? So he's priding himself to be that, and his followers, Republican, they're already seeing him as that.
He's seated in the minds of people.
George, I know you understand.
The trumpet shall sound.
I know you understand. We are not talking about the grammar here. We are not talking about the grammar here. We are talking about what people already is seeing. That's what we're talking about.
The
Who are
trumpet
the
shall
people? Who are the
sound.
people? Who are the people? Who are the people?
Republicans. What Republicans?
Yeah,
Uh-huh,
that's
that's
true.
what
You
you gotta
said
say.
it's
Are
the
they the
mind.
majority?
Yes, in their own mind. Their
Are
own
they the
mind.
majority?
Exactly. Their own mind. They are seeing Trump as their incoming
Reggie,
president. You
Reggie,
understand? Now,
Yes,
if you're
yes, please.
asking me as a
Sorry,
person,
can I
as
finish
a
what I was
woman,
saying?
I would like to be part of that history. Can I finish? Let me
Go on.
finish first.
Yes, go on.
go ahead.
Yeah.
I will be glad that Harry. I'll be glad if Harry will make it. At least let it be in the history that a woman. If Harry makes this, I'm telling you, it will revive a lot of women. It will give a lot of women hope. That
Then-
is
Our
my
local.
own. I wish she can win.
Then you-
Our local
Our
mentality.
BD,
Godwin, go ahead. Let's hear from
BD, then you can become the president of Nigeria. Then you can become the president of
How
Nigeria.
do you
BD.
know? You're in spirit. You're in spirit. In fact, it is my turn. It's my turn in 2027 to become the president of
Our
Nigeria.
local.
So it is everybody's. It is not good to be somebody's turn until it is our turn. No. But anyway, okay. Wait. See, let me finish what I was saying. So I'm saying on the Republican part, it's interesting this combination. It's promising actually because the percentage difference between both parties now is like 3%. With the Robert Kennedy, it has a possibility of tipping the scale in Trump's favor. But on the,
I don't think so.
I don't know.
I
don't know. But 3% is not so.
Let me tell you, locally.
Let me finish now. Let me finish now.
Go ahead, Godwin.
3 points is not so large, especially when you have a lot of independents and swing voters. It's not so large.
Yes.
So with Robert Kennedy joining, he can swing slightly in Trump's favor. I'm not saying significantly, but slightly. That's such a possibility. Or it may even become, but it's unlikely to become worse because Trump's supporters are immovable. Robert's supporters will join Trump. So there's really no dynamic for reduction. Rather, the tendency is for him to increase. But how much he will increase is left to be seen. So I'm not saying that it will be drastic, but there's a possibility that it will tip the scale in Trump's favor. And we have to just be objective. Also, but it's also interesting to me what's going on in the Democratic Party. That a lady, who basically no one thought she could be popular. I mean, she was widely seen as unpopular basically, but she has come and she's actually topping the charts. That's something to be commendable, really commendable. Yeah, go ahead, please.
Okay,
Yeah,
what I'm
for
saying
me,
is this.
my-
I want you to
Go,
watch. I
go,
want you to watch this thing. Robert Kennedy is a nobody in America. His family is
Exactly.
very respected, but he himself is not highly respected. Out of frustration, he's doing what he's doing. And let me tell you something. He's not going to tilt anything whatsoever because there are no followers. He's not somebody that is being taken serious politically in the United States of America. So it was out of that frustration that he jumped over. That there is not going to be a single tail. Watch. Let's monitor it together because it doesn't have much influence in America. It doesn't.
We are yes. We are on it. Yes.
We can check it. You'll see.
The trumpet shall sound.
Anyway, I don't want to talk down on anybody, but I really wouldn't call him a nobody. But
So
we can hold that.
the political field
Can I have a pound?
has no influence.
Can I have my own
Influence.
Sure.
Yeah,
Look, the
let
thing
our
is-
man Femi go ahead.
Yeah, so Trump was on the wave, you understand. He got them to shoot him and he almost died. That gave him a boost, you understand. After their convention, Hulk Hogan tear off his shirt and they thought everything was going to go well. But after Biden pulled out of the race, everything has gone badly for the Republicans. The choice of the vice presidential candidate is underwhelming. And what you got to look as well is that the momentum right now is with the Democrats. And what's going to determine this election is going to be about the turnout, the voter turnout. So if Democrats, because when Biden was on the ticket, the enthusiasm levels was very low. But now the enthusiasm is high. So if there's a high turnout, Trump cannot win. That's my prediction. But if it's a low turnout, Trump can win. So let's wait and see.
So let's wait and see. Guys, you've all been saying it the way it is, but it's going to be an interesting time, really. George,
Surely, America will smile again.
Yes. BD, I want you to. This is not on our news list, but it came in as a breakout news. There's something happening in Africa, and we like to hear Africa's progress. Now, Ghana is building one of the biggest oil refinery that might be in Africa. Tell us, BD, you ran that story. What's happening in Ghana? BD, okay, go ahead.
Started building they started building a 12 billion oil refinery, and they're actually intending to rival oil supremacy in Africa. The kind of oil refinery, they've already started it. They are building will be the biggest in Africa. And their main aim is to top Nigeria on the charts. And it's not just by saying it, they've already started it, and they will achieve that. Do you understand? And this is a very big slap to Nigeria. Ghana don't even have oil to compare to what Nigeria have. They just have like a crumb that fall from the table. And they are now building a very big thing. This is what Nigeria would have done earlier before. Probably I'll say that the Dangote refinery gave them a push, and they're doing something more than what we already have in Nigeria as Dangote refinery. And we all know the stories of Dangote refinery, what has befell him. So Ghana is topping the chart now. Now, with a country like us, if we are a country that have their ass together, we would have said, oh, let's just wake up, let's fix Warri refinery, let's fix Delta refinery, let's fix Port refinery, let's get everything tightened up. But we don't have that capacity to do such thing. So Ghana is on it, and they are achieving it. They've already achieved it because they've already started. Yes.
Guys, let's give a round of applause to Ghana and the Ghana government.
It's no. Listen. Listen to this. Listen to this. Just because Ghana have started this thing, I mean, number one, profit might be the reason behind it, not that they want to rival with Nigeria. There is no rivalry with Nigeria when it comes to that. What we see is they are seeing a vacuum, and nature abhors vacuum. So the vacuum that they have seen is the giant is stuck. The giant has already moved, but the giant is stuck internally. The giant is not moving. The giant is stopping itself. Therefore, another might rise. Who David might kill Goliath this time again with what is happening in Nigeria. We need to stop fighting against each other. We need to look in the same direction together in order for us to move forward. Okay, we have a great, one of the biggest, right as it is, the biggest refinery in Africa. What is happening internally is so deplorable, it's unacceptable that we're all of a sudden we are fighting against each other. We have sent trillions upon trillions of naira trying to fix the other 3 refineries. Nothing is happening. We need to come down to the ground and begin to rebuild this foundation again, because it's making us look bad. I wasn't saying what Biddy was saying could be very, very, very well true. And if it is, we better watch out. Because you continue to fight with each other and we're not going anywhere. We're like a horse running around the mountain, motion with no progress. And we call it governing Nigeria. Unfortunately, it is not.
Let me say something. Okay.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Randy, come in now.
Yeah, I have a completely different opinion about it. If Ghana is building a very huge refinery, it's a serious mistake. Where are they going to get their feed from? You know, this simple economics. Where are they going to get their feed? Hold on. Even, and it is not going to be economical. What they have to do is to have what they should have done is to have built a medium-scale refinery so that their dependency on external supply will be as minimal as possible. No, it's not. It doesn't make a good sense.
Let me come in there, please. First of all, I believe that their project will be successful, Their African brothers, we wish them the best. In fact, if they succeed in doing it, I'll be promoting Ghanaian jollof rice together with Nigerian jollof rice. You understand? We'll be promoting. We'll go inside the side. I'll be taking 1 spoon of Nigerian jollof and 1 spoon of Ghanaian jollof. Okay, now serious matter. I'm serious.
To it because they use Ghanaian rice.
Okay, on serious matter, there's clearly a vacuum, and the fact is that demand is more than supply in Africa. And if they are able to build a refinery, they are going to cause that equilibrium. So they can't go out of business because demand clearly outpaces supply. And when we say supply of not crude oil, but supply of refined petroleum products. So there's no tendency for them to go out of business. Impossible. Like they have to be doing something foolish. By the way, we have been importing petroleum products across the continent, across the Atlantic Ocean and Pacific Ocean, that on ships that take months to arrive, months to arrive, and we are dependent on refined petroleum products that take months on ships to arrive. And something can come in Ghana just in a few hours, and they will go out of business for especially for high intensive energy. It's impossible. Their project is going to be a resounding success, and I wish them the best. Of course, we created that vacuum by not taking advantage of opportunities. Let us face the fact, and let us see how we can use what we have and be more serious with it.
Well spoken.
Can I add in my? Can I add in my?
Yeah, let Femi come in, please. Femi, go ahead.
So I want to concur with what the last I forgot your name now. What he just said now, Godwin. Yeah, what he just said. Look, what's the problem with Nigeria right now is that petrol is coming in and it's being exported, smuggled across the border to our neighboring countries. So if Ghana is producing, they will be able to take up a lot of that supply for the other countries. So we will less smuggling for Nigeria. Our population is continuing to wrap up. So we're never going to be able to even meet our own local demand. By the time our population reach 400 million, you're going to see Dangote's refinery is going to be inadequate. So I'm just saying that is a good thing for all of Africans, and we shouldn't be like poo-pooing them or they're doing better than us. They're not doing better than us. Godwin says, and what others have said, they're making use of an opportunity to stabilize local production for Africa. So it's a good thing. And by that time, Dangote's refinery will be working. If the government ones are working, great. You know, it's all good. It's going to be beneficial to Africa. So I don't see it as a negative. I don't think it as something to put down Nigeria on. We will get our act together in due course. We have no other choice. We must get our act together.
See, Saraji, let me tell you, what Ghana did is a very wonderful thing. I like that step they have taken. The only thing this will do to us is to make us to sit up. I'm telling you, what they did, if our brain is working, what Ghana has done will woke us up. Rather than saying, oh, it's a mistake they are making. No, they are not making a mistake. They have done a wonderful thing that every African nation state should appreciate them. Kudos to Ghana. I love them. They've done well. You have opportunity and you don't know how to use it. And another person beside you knows how to use it. The person should use it.
Simple. Once again, everybody, let's clap for Ghana and BD. So, gentlemen,
please bear with my one-sided clapping. You see, I'm holding my phone, so.
Why we do this, gentlemen, is because truly it's time. It's time for Africa. Somebody sang that song about 10 years ago. He said it's time for Africa. And one people that could have that time is the Nigerians, but they are still sleeping. So whoever stands up in Africa, let that person go. Let's stay behind them and let it go. We can't all be in the dark for too long. It's time to get out and make a life for ourselves as Africans. Thank you, gentlemen. It's wonderful here. Raji, it's surprising that you, the Ghanaian man, is the one still talking down on your project.
No, I'm not. Look, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. No, don't get me wrong. What I'm saying, I'm not against the refinery. I'm against the size of that refinery.
Okay.
That's all.
Don't be.
Yes. If they are building, if they are building a 400,000 barrel refinery, it's okay. I'm all for that. There's already
the
a
market
let me,
is very big. Don't worry.
I
The
think
market
I
is so
understand
big.
already.
Raji.
Demand is so much. Don't worry.
I
Nothing to
think I
worry about.
understand
That's
Raji.
so.
Raji, let me tell you, you don't understand Nigerians.
Reggie,
We
there is
want to
magic in
sell to them. You know, we are this kind of people that we always focus on now. We will sell to Ghana very well. Nigerians will be glad to sell to Ghana. I'm telling you. They won't have problem in getting crude.
Ghana can easily get it from Venezuela. There's no problem about
guys,
that.
let's talk. Yes, Venezuela. You just brought Venezuela. Let's just wrap it up with that. The Apex court in Venezuela confirmed Maduro's re-election. They've confirmed it. So now Maduro remains president of Venezuela. George, do you think his presidency will now bring in a new thing for Venezuela? That rich country, also rich like Nigeria, rich like America, but people are suffering. George, tell us.
I'm not quite conversant with the man and his doing. I'm not sure. It's just so sad when I see countries like that. You know, he's remaining. So what do you expect? He's not done anything for the country. So if he's still the president, where do you think he will go? He will still remain down where he belongs. For me,
Godwin, you think?
No, but
they're going anywhere.
But let me say something. Please, let's be like one of the reasons why Venezuela is suffering today is because of American sanctions. It's difficult to survive unless you're the size of Russia or China. It's very difficult to survive American sanctions. Unless Cuba also is feeling the heat. So on humanitarian grounds, America should consider, lifting up those sanctions. Most of these countries are suffering just because that you cannot survive easily when placed on American sanctions. And there are some things that are beyond economic reasons, economic interest. When it comes to social interest, livelihood, poverty, suffering, drugs, pharmaceuticals, what do you call this? Pandemics. These are things that are humanitarian consideration will let you raise up to put aside some economic interest and allow them to breathe. I really would like them to breathe, and I know it's very difficult on that continent.
Very much. Yes,
Yeah.
Femi, go ahead. Femi.
Yeah, look, as Godwin said, Venezuela is being strangulated by the Americans. I don't have much time for Maduro. I think he's a despot, and I don't like him as a government. But we knew when they said that the results were not uploaded, we know what was going to happen in Venezuela, that he's going to be pronounced as the victor. So, they've got their own political worries and they've got to sort it out themselves. We shouldn't allow foreign interference to dictate the tone of internal elections. The Venezuelans need to sort themselves out, and they shouldn't be strangulated by these sanctions. The Americans were reducing the sanctions when they think that it suits them, and they'll pile on the sanctions when they want to impose their own rules on a country. So it's a bit sad. That's a bit rich. At the end of the day, it's the poor people of Venezuela who are suffering. No one else.
Yeah.
Spot on. Spot on.
Venezuela will be suffering.
But America doesn't care.
Agreed.
America doesn't care, you said.
Doesn't care.
Okay.
So
it only cares about its own. It only cares about its. It only cares about its own national interest. It's not interested in anyone else's situation.
As is happening in Ukraine, as is happening in Gaza, America doesn't care.
Only about its own national interest.
Oh,
okay.
That's all.
Well, that's one thing about life. Everybody fights for their own interests, Okay, gentlemen, I don't know. Is there
we need to start thinking about that in Nigeria. Maybe we can grow.
Okay, anyway, to wrap it up also, one last news here. You all know France will be heading also for a change in leadership. So we are looking at this month, the end of this month might bring a change. Macron seems to be on a very hard time.
Yes.
Putting up the
Sorry.
coalition. Yes, go ahead. Go ahead. Tell us. What do you know? Go ahead, Raji.
Okay. I hope the guy I hope the guy who's going to replace Macron has children, because we have heads of government in Europe. Most of them have no children, so they are unfeeling to the plight of the people. I hope the guy who's coming has children.
Let's ignore their personal lives, but let's ignore their personal lives.
Because Harris.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Go on, BD.
Volume is going forward. Okay, guys, I think we have done. BD, your network is fading. We can't hear you well, but thank you all. Everybody has been.
My Godwin, quickly.
I'm just giving a chance for people to speak.
Okay, tell me, go ahead.
I think that Raji was doing a side swipe at Harris, because Harris doesn't have any born natural children that she gave birth
I did
to.
not mention
So I think
Harris.
that it's a side. I know it's a side swipe. I know you, Raji.
Femi, you're always understanding the scope. You're always reading between the lines. But Femi, I will not forgive you because you forgot my name. You forgot my name, Femi.
Don't mind Femi.
Godwin, isn't it Godwin?
No, I'm Atutu Puyoyo. I'm Atutu Puyoyo.
You know.
Are you not Godwin?
No, I'm Atutu Puyoyo. Thank you.
Listen to this, guys.
Let me say something before we leave. Let me say something. Raji, you know, a Nigerian man will always be a Nigerian man. See,
Amen.
Having children, you are talking about Macron, and now Godwin is linking, Femi is linking Godwin and you and Harry together on not having children. You're just being an African man. See, having their own children or not having you can still adopt and make them your children. Has nothing to do with the kind of policies they make. It has.
I beg, stop there. Carry that one, please. Please stop there. It's humanity we're talking about. It's family conservatism, family life. Please take it. Carry per minute and go one side. I beg. Carry that.
Harris has got stepchildren now. Stepchildren.
All right.
All right. You see, wait. Massive, please, a word, just 1 minute. You see this thing they said about men with truth and feminism. Once one said anything truthful, the label is feminism. So because I said something that is truth, and maybe it doesn't go down with you, you've never
what have you said? No. When I meant, when we talk about I'm a feminist as well. I support female rights. What we are only against is the modern one, I'm a feminist. I support women rights, but I'm not the modern one that put men as the enemy or against family life or saying it's okay to be childless or it's okay to have a cat or a dog as your life partner. I'm against all those ones. You understand? That's where we draw the line.
But Harry has children.
Please, it's okay.
No, it doesn't. She doesn't.
She has children now.
It's okay. Thank you very much, everybody. It's been a beautiful time hanging out.
Massive Mike, you look for my trouble. You started again.
No,
Massive Mike, you're looking for my trouble. You started again.
No, but we are over time.
The network is giving me.
BD, calm down now. BD, calm down.
We've gone 10 minutes above the time. 10 minutes, and they want us to keep it at that 10. All right, viewers. Thank you, gentlemen. Please, next time we'll be here. More of such discussion, more of such fun. We're having fun, everybody. Femi, enjoy your Nigeria. Give us updates on Monday. Between the lines.
I've not seen Femi. Femi that said if he comes to Nigeria, he will see me. I've not seen Femi.
Yeah, just come now.
Are you there?